Hi there, it's LDake again with Kale Realty, your Illinois licensed broker. And today I'm going to answer the biggest question that there is that I get more than any other question. How do I make money? Stick around, you'll find out. Well, the first thing I can tell folks is everything I do up until the point that I get a commission payment from my office, because people don't pay me directly, they pay the office first and then they pay me. All that work is marketing. Let's say worst case scenario, a week before closing, the house burns down. Sad seller and sad buyer, right? Well, sad me too, because all the work I put into making that deal happen to that point, it's all a loss. So that's one thing I always tell folks is, if for any other reason you ever doubt my sincerity and wanting to help, don't doubt for a minute that I want to get that deal done, because that's the only way I make money. That means all the driving around, all the money I spent on marketing, all that kind of stuff, all the phone calls I've made, all the trips, everything else, all the signage, money that I paid to get the advertising done. That's all on me. Now, there are some brokerages that offer like a salary thing, and everybody's like kind of piecemeal. This guy has this job, this guy has that job. That's not what I do. I'm a 1099er, independent contractor that I work with my brokerage, not under. They just make sure that I'm in compliance, and they're there to help me and make sure that the deal gets done too. So I answered a big part of your question, the what, where, when, why, and how I make money. But I know what you're really asking me. Who's doing the paying? Fair enough. And what I'm going to tell you is refer back to the contract. When I'm on a listing appointment with a seller or a landlord, one of the things we're discussing, of course, is commission. Now, these folks do understand that commission is paid to my brokerage, and the brokerage pays me from that. They're also made aware that I'm going to do my darndest to get this place closed out. So, if a buyer's agent comes along, or a tenant's agent, whichever the case may be, part of that whole commission is going to go to them. I don't know any seller or landlord who's going to have a problem with that. At the end of the day, they want to see the place get closed out, right? And of course, with landlords, they also want to make sure that they're quality tenants, not just anybody that shows up with money. Fair enough. Now, here's the part that a lot of people don't understand, is when an agent is representing the buyer or the tenant, there's a second contract, all right? And that one says that if a commission is not already negotiated, then the tenant or the buyer is going to pay their agent's commission. So this is often the case with what we call a FSBO, for sale by owner, FSBO. So if you, as a buyer, come across a home that's for sale by owner, and you have an agent, and you want to make sure that you have someone on your side, then you would contact your agent and say, hey, I saw this place walking down the street. It's for sale by owner. Can we go take a look at that one? Now, the buyer's agent is first going to call this seller and say, hi, my name is so-and-so with so-and-so brokerage, and I have an interested buyer. If we close, would you be willing to pay commission? And the seller is probably say, yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, they want to see the place get closed. So that establishes that the seller would pay the buyer's agent. Sometimes, though, the seller's like, no, I'm not paying anybody anything. I'm just selling it myself. And so then the agent would have to go back to their buyer client and say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, they said that they're not going to pay a commission. Now, per our contract, if we decide to move forward and put in an offer and then we close out, you would be paying my commission. And it would be up to the buyer then to decide if they really like the place that they want to do that. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make that clear. Because I am aware that a lot of people have heard the expression, oh, well, the seller pays my commission. Well, not always. But there is also a possibility that at some point in the future, the sellers would be paying just the seller commission and the buyers would be paying the buyer commission. So there is no confusion anymore. It may happen, it may not, but as of today, the way it works is that it all has to be negotiated up front. And like I said, refer back to the contract. Well, there you have it. So if you have any other questions like that, please let me know and maybe I'll make a video of it too. Again, I'm LDake with Kale Realty, your Illinois licensed broker. Feel free to give me a call at 773-697-4474. Of course, my website is LoriDake.com. That's spelled LORIDAKE.com. Thanks again.